want you to be able to maintain that and keep that going. Today, I did at a job fair with Miss Wave and Mr. Green. I was introduced to a young man. His name was Jonathan Slack. He is a CEO of X Network, which is an online advertisement agency. And through talking to him, he was one of the special people that I spoke to on the phone who had an awesome testimony. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce to you Jonathan Slack, CEO of X Network. He also works with Marshawn Lacey, who is his computer technician. And Jonathan, please take the floor.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Yes.
That's good. So I just want to start by saying I'm an ex-offender myself, and an ex-offender who is really an ex-offender. I've lived a life, 25 years of back and forth to prison, continually on probation and parole. You know, a lot of people can relate to that. Get out, get on parole, go on the run, or violate, go back, get out, violate again. You know, just for something or other things that don't even really, a lot of times not even another crime, just from being, you know, not caring really. You know, at some point in life, you know, early point in my life, especially in my 20s, you know, it's like you just don't care. Like, okay, that's what it is, let's do it. You know, go in for 6 months, get out, in and out, you know. So, you know, but I just want to say that just so that, you know, that's the basis of, you know, where I am now. You know, that 25 years is some total of who I am now. You know, started when I was like 15 as far as going in, but it actually started at like 9 years old. You know, I was a Leimert Park kid, and back in the 70s, 80s, Leimert Park was nice. There was no 40s cribs there. All the 40s cribs was 8, 9 years old. You know, so I was sheltered childhood basically. You know, and then I get to 19 years old, my first little stole a Hot Wheel, you know, from somebody else in my classroom. You know, I was 10 years old, and that right there kind of opened me up because I didn't get caught. And even though, you know, we're grown, but you know, for a kid, so you know, in it's like a whole week, this kid lost his car because we had lockers in classroom, and the teacher said, oh, about being responsible, so everybody get a locker. Now I saw this kid put this little Hot Wheel that I wanted. And, you know, being that I was, you know, I have the nice guy look, I've always had that, so that's what got me in a lot of trouble in the comment, you know. So, you know, nobody suspected me, so, you know, I stole the car and I watched the kid cry and go, and I went through all the, you know, emotion of that, but at the same time I didn't return the car, so that kind of opened me up for things to come, you know. So one thing that really I did that really kind of put me to the, you know, next level was maybe 2 or 3 years later. I had a friend, his name was Leonard, and he looked up to me, all right? I'm like 12, he's like 9. I stole his bike, you know, and Leonard, I helped him look for it. You know, I know some of us have done them kind of things before, you know, so. And after about a week of watching my little friend cry, and you know, I mean, this is somebody who I spent time with. He looked up to me. I really loved him as my little brother. He loved me as a big brother. You know when kids are younger and they got an older, you know, dude, and you know, it's like I was his big homie, you know, and he couldn't believe it when he found out that I took his bike, you know, and my mother said, what is this bike? Whose bike is this down here? And then myself, I would say, he already know, you know how we know. He's like, you know what? Where's the bike come from? You're gonna take this back, and you're gonna take it back. We're gonna find out, you know. And I had to, you know, tell him myself basically, and Leonard's parents, everybody was disappointed in me, you know. And all I could do was say sorry, but how does that really go? They sat with me for a week. I still came over and ate. I still came over like, you know, so they knew this too. So they're like, wow, Jonathan, you would do that to your friend Leonard? I thought my son was your, and his father, everybody was disappointed in me. And then from that disappointment, I just said, okay, well, F it, you know what I mean? Hey, hey, that's what it is. You know, I lost the friendship. They stopped dealing with me. Everybody was disappointed in me. I couldn't make it up as far as as a 12-year-old. So I just said, hey, that's just what it is. It felt terrible. And then over the years, start breaking into places, doing burglaries. All my friends laughing, broke into the thrift shop, stole $200. Now I'm going, spending money up on candy and all that. And then it got to robbery. And then I said, well, I need more money. I ran out of money from all the break-ins. I broke in everywhere around the neighborhood, and nobody suspected me because I'm little Jonathan. Hi, can I speak to your front door, please? Oh, sure, Jonathan. Somebody broke in yesterday. I'm like, oh, really? I got the money in my pocket, So then, what I'm saying, I ran out of place to break in because I'm a kid, right? I'm not thinking, okay, I'm going to go across town. I'm on foot and on bike, so I go, what else can I do? Next thing is a robbery. Physical robbery, something that I'd never done. But I was open now from the stealing and getting away with it. And I needed more money because there was this lady that was talking to me, and she wanted to go out with me. And go out with me like, hey, we can go to a motel, whatever. So I said, okay, I gotta get some money quick, right? And so I said, yeah, I always hear about dudes in South Central. I grew up in Leimert Park, but then I escaped the 60s and all that, and all that. I came over to the West Side. My parents lived over there, and my grandmother over there, and then when I got a little bit older, I came to the West Side. I'm in West LA with all the Jews and Arab kids and stuff. They all driving BMWs and stuff, so, I'm stealing from them too, stealing $2, stealing $5 out of the ashtray, they don't. So I said, I gotta get some money, so I went and robbed a liquor store. I said, oh yeah, the dudes on the Crips and all that, they be robbing liquor store. Yeah, I can rob a liquor store. I don't get no gun. Where am I get the gun? Because I don't know nobody. I'm not in the gang life, street life. So I said, well, hey, I got a little bit of handles on me. This little Arab is not going to be able to handle me. I'm tall at that time too. So I went and robbed a liquor store. And it was one of them kind when you see on the TV, the police bloopers, like, the Arab wouldn't let me go, and I'm socking him, and he wouldn't let me go, and I'm snatching the money, and he's holding on to me for dear life because it's his money he's working for. But as a kid, I'm just like, man, this Arab is not, he's almost knocked out, and he's still holding on to me, And I get out the store, I run, like I don't know, when you're a kid, you could just run, you don't get tired, I'm sweaty, drenched in sweat. I run all the way from La Cienega, Pico, all the way down to like La Brea. That's where our neighborhood was, where they were selling dope and doing all that. I come back, oh, got the money, hey, oh, you did a robbery, oh, that's good. Oh, Jonathan, you did a robbery. So now I'm in there. Now I'm in there with all the dope dealers and because I never had the heart to carry a gun, because I'm a good kid, right? Just trying to perpetrate, hanging on the side, what I mean? So now it's like, oh, I did a robbery, I got a little stripes. So like, oh man, yeah, Jonathan did a robbery, yeah, you didn't break. That was it. I got away with it though. So, you never really get away with anything, but thought I got away with it. So, went to the Navy, because I didn't have no record. Went to the Navy, started committing crimes. After I got out of boot camp, I was a hospital corpsman. I passed the test. I was a good kid, right? I went to school, passed the test to be a hospital corpsman. I wanted to be a doctor, but was also still a criminal. Becoming a criminal, So I started writing checks. I found out that you could write a check back then. You could write a check and it would give you the money in a lot of places. You put money at ATM and it kicked the money out. So when I found that they did, I just started testing, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it wouldn't. But I kept doing it and got caught, of course. I'm in the check, writing the check, and the check has in place. Oh, could you please hold me? I didn't know about that back then. Could you please hold me and get out of there? But I just said, oh, sure. She wants to know because I'm a nerd, right? I'm a nerd, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Cops come in. I'm looking at the mirror, and then put your hands, take me to jail. I'm in the Navy, so I go to the brig. I just start going to jail. I don't care. At the same time, I just don't care. I'm just like, gotta get money, Go ahead and go to the brig a bunch of times. Go AWOL from the Navy. Get kicked out finally. Bad conduct discharge. I'm on benefits. I'm in the process of reinstating them now. But this is like 20 years ago. I'm 43 now. It's like I was 18. So once I get out, I got some skills from the Navy, so I go work in the convalescent home. At the same time, my brother's selling dope, so I start selling dope with my brother, right? So then, we go back and forth, almost get caught, stolen car. I take the car, he take, you do that, okay, you take the car, I take the dope, I'm gonna get out, got away, I kinda still got away. So I remember them checks, right? Cause I'm not a violent person, right? You know what I mean? I'm like, well, let me write these checks and sell them dope, I gotta carry this pistol, I don't wanna shoot nobody and I don't wanna get shot. So I started writing checks, I'm saying, let me try this. Somebody, my homegirl told me, so I wrote the first check, they gave me $200. I got $200 just from walking to the bank and writing the check. So I just kept doing it. I wrote all the checks out till they told me, oh, sir, could you please hold? And I said, oh, I know what that means. I got out of it. So then kept doing that, and just how anything, when you keep, no matter what you try, whatever you keep trying, you're going to succeed. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm successful, a successful person. It just means I'm going to get better at it. So I just kept on until the check thing just progressed into, I know a lot of people have known these check people, right? I'm one of them check people, right, where I end up having 3 girls working for me, going into banks. I moved up from the Cadillac Coupe to the Range Rover, you know what I'm saying, all that, spending money, making money, spending money, whole bars, all that stuff, you know what I mean, just all that comes with the life, I mean, I never got into the drugs. And that was because my grandmother, the last time I saw her, she said, promise me that you'll never, never do that to yourself. And she died 2 days later. So that just always stuck with me, Because, at some point I tried weed and, all that. But it's just something that, my grandma, I was real close to my grandma, she raised me. So just basically over time, you go to the level 1 prisons. You go to the West Side, you go to the county jail, been in county jail a million times, been in all the jails in Santee, San Diego, all that. You go to the West Side, then you graduate, go to CMC, then you go to Avenal and all this kind of stuff. Then I ended up going to Tracy, then I'm going to Pelican Bay, because I'm coming out of jail doing more and more every time. Every time I come out, I'm like, okay, I got to do it better. Okay, I know I'm going to do this time. Oh, they caught me on that. Oh, okay. Oh, I snitch. Okay, I'm going to keep it small. You just learn as time goes. You get better at what you're doing, but just the casualty side effect of committing crimes is going to jail. But then, hey, you get the money. But, I always said, okay, I'm going to start doing real estate, this and that, and I stop and start with all that. But, just never really get into it because I'm over here making $20,000 or $30,000 in 1 or 2 days. I go in the bank and get $5,000, go up and down the coast, and I come home with $30,000. I mean, I'm not trying to go to a real estate club. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go to the bar. I'm trying to go to the Shark Bar, or the spot where all the rappers at or where everybody's at, so I can show up. I'm balling. I'm balling. I'm showing up in a Range Rover, or I'm showing up in a limo, or me and my partner showing up, and I want to step out with all the hookers and whatever, you know what I mean? All that. So I went to Pelican Bay, and I escaped doing a lot of time with that. I ended up going back down to CMC, and then they put me on the level 1 yard. Then we had a riot. I went to level 4 yard. Then I went to the hole. Then I got released from the hole, and I got out. When I got out from there, I said I'll never go back again. I'm through, because I had already been in jail. I'm only 24 at this time too. You know what I mean? I said I'll never go back again. But I said I'll never go back again, meaning that I'm just going to do it better, where I'm not going to get caught. Not that I was going to stop doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? So the whole time I'm going through all this over the years, I am building up life skills, but I'm using them in the wrong area. As a con man, I had to learn how to go in the bank and learn how the banks worked and this and that, whatever like that, the structure of the bank and just their rules and regs. I used to read up on them and everything, and then I would go in and do everything. But it was just, it was for the wrong reason, because, nothing good is going to come out of it. So anyway, I ended up, the feds come, sooner or later, we're doing that kind of stuff, So in 98, the feds got on me. I didn't know it. My partner and I, we were doing it, and he got caught. And then a year later, they were trying to give him all this time, so he turned over on everybody. And then, then they came for me. When they came for me, I mean, I was still doing everything. So, even though he turned over on me, I was also still doing exactly what he said that we did, you know. So when they came and got me, I didn't accept none of the responsibility. I was like, oh, this is nobody's money, the white man. And, you know, I had all the excuses, you know, as to why. Because a black lady arrested me. She was undercover, that looked beautiful. That's what they have to get on a lot of us now, because, you know, we already know, you know, like when it's, you know, a person is white or something, we don't trust it because, you know, that's not what we come across in the neighborhood. So she arrested me, and I blame her for arresting me. I said, how could you do this to my black family? You know? She said, you know, you're going to have to, you know, just make a decision. So they opened they have a phone book of all the checks. It's like a phone book, just all the checks I've written over the year. And she said, you know, you could basically sign that you accept this, or you can go to trial, you know. So you know, just from going to jail so many times, I knew that I had to accept something. So I accepted that. And anyway, by the time I went to court, they were talking about 15 years, you know, me doing 15 years. And the reason why they said that was because they gave me probation for getting caught. I got right out the same week and went right into the bank. Like literally, like 2 days later, I went right in the bank and another 20,000. So I got caught like a year later. And then they saw this. They said, "Well, you got released on the 16th and the 18th. These checks were good." You know. So, you know, I was facing 15 years. So I had a public defender, of course, and you know they just connected dots. You know, they're not really working for you; they work for the courts. So my public defender was going through the motions with the prosecutor. The prosecutor was, you know, talking about how I was, you know, defaming me, saying I'm a threat to the community, this, that, you know, all my crimes and everything. So the jury, they just basically saw that. So I just told him, "You're fired," right there. I said, if I have any chance, I have to represent myself. I'm getting 15 years anyway, so I got to try something, you know. So I've been going to the law library and everything. I've been talking to, you know, so I had a little, you know, I had some ammo though, really. I had some Ninth Circuit proof that I should be given leniency and all that. But the main thing that I did was just be honest to the court, to the judge. I told the judge, I said everything he said about the crimes I committed were true. I've been doing this for most of my adult life, and this is why I made my career choice, basically. You know, I told him I want to tell the court that I'm not sorry for what I did. I actually enjoyed the money, and I didn't expect to get caught. You know, I'm not going to come in here in the court and say that I'm sorry, my kids, and this and that. You know, I meant to do it, and if you let me out of jail right now, I'm going to be back doing it again within the next week. So to let me out of jail isn't what I'm asking you. I'm just asking you to give me consideration that 15 years, I don't need 15 years to change my mind about what I'm doing. You know, I don't know what amount of time you would give me, but you just consider the fact that I am conscious of just everything I just said, that I do know that I have to change. I don't even know how I'm going to change. I just know that I need to have a period of time to where I can change and have an effect on somebody, namely my kids and anybody else, positively. If I get 15 years, I'm not going to change. I'm done. So the prosecutor went crazy. Oh, he's a con man, this and that, whatever. The judge said, you know, be quiet, shut up. I'm the judge. And she said, he may be a con man, but everything he said, it was really heartfelt. And I believe that you do have a possibility of change. So she put me on every program, drug program, psychological, this and that. She said, you understand if you don't go through all these programs, then you're going to be back to court to go ahead and face the rest of your time. So I went to jail, to the feds. I went to Lompoc and all how they transfer you around, you know. So when I went to jail, it took me at least a year and a half to really change. I still hadn't changed. I was still trying to figure out a way to get out of it. I said, okay, that worked. I got them to get my time reduced down to 5 years from 15 years, you know. So I tried to file appeals. I tried to get out of jail still for like a year and a half. So what I did was I actually finally decided to change. I removed myself from everybody that I knew that was in their life. I changed the way I eat. I put God in my life. I changed everything. I stripped myself all the way down to where I was insecure and I felt vulnerable, because this is what I know how to do. I know how to go out and support myself with this. I don't know how to go out and really get a job or anything. I don't even know how, I mean, I know how it works, but I don't feel secure with it because I never really depended on that. You know, I just depended on hitting licks and hustling, you know. So what I did was I just put God in my life, and that helped me to transition, change, you know. So by the time I got out on April Fool's Day, that's my release date. On April, seriously, I was totally cleansed of all of that, right? I got out and I got a job as a bag boy at Ralph's at 35 years old, and I was happy to do it. Hello, welcome to Ralph's. How can I help you? Carry the bags to the car and everything, because there was no chance of me getting back in that life because my mind had changed, not because of what I was doing. You know, because I knew a few things I could do, you know, not even illegal. I'm just saying as far as, okay, I can get into real estate. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do, but if your mind's not changed, your heart's not changed, all of it is for nothing. You know what I mean? So what I did was bag boy, delivery driver, all those little jobs like that, until I got into business, you know, got into the business, and you know, it's hard work. You know, it's not like wham bam, you know, get the money. It's online business that I'm in. Marshawn Lacey and I, we've been in it for 4 years, and I was in real estate before that, and I was doing pretty good, and then the crash of '08 wiped me out. Okay, that would have been a point where I could have said, you know what, I already know how to go get money. You know, I had been out since 2004, and here it is 2008. From 2004, I had kind of was moving up with the business. You know, I was doing finance. I was making $10,000, $5,000, doing good. I got wiped completely out in 2008 from doing right. You know, and then I told myself, I can't falter because I already know what's on the other side of the door. I already know what's over here. If I decide to step over that line, I already know what I'm facing. So I was already over here on the side to where I had to work hard and go through it. I went all the way down to the shelter, to where I'm going to the shelter every day getting food, about to get evicted, eviction scare every month, you know what I mean? I went and got a little telemarketing job, I worked that, still getting evicted. A little program where they give you money so you won't get evicted, that saved me from being evicted, but it was God who saved me, but you know, the program, you know what I'm saying? And then I ended up getting into online business in 2011, you know? And then, you know, it wasn't just got no online business, got paid. I was making like $20, $30 a week. Really just trying to figure out how do I make money doing it. I can see what's money in it, and I have hustle. I already know if I put my hustle with this, I'm gonna blow up, you know? So I just kept on every day for a couple of months, and I ended up coming across people because you just keep contacting people and this, and a lot of people they just say, oh yeah, 1995, and I'll show you. And you lose your money, and I just kept trying. And then I run into a guy named Brian Bedford. He's in Atlanta. I never met him, but that's my homeboy. And we talk every day. He taught me everything I know about the internet business, you know what I mean? And he's still every day whenever I try to figure stuff out, he can research it, like, you know, and then now I'm up to where I give him information too, you know what I mean? So after about 7 or 8 months of that, I started really kind of figuring out how this online thing worked. And you know, and Marshawn met, he answered one of my ads, and then we started working together, and then we was having $1,000 weeks some weeks online, and it's all from the doula, you know what I'm saying? Because all these companies, they're trying to make money by having you pay money, you know, and that's where the money's made. But they're telling you, hey, you can make $1,500, whatever, but the money's made when you pay that $19.95. That's where the money's made, you know what I mean? And then once I figured that out, you know, that's why I say doula, you know, it's like everything is always some kind of little hustle or whatever, you know? So I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I start offering people $5 to sign up. Then the company, they pay me $60 for getting people to sign up, you know? So I started running, and then me and Marshawn was just packing them in. And then the companies, you know, they stop, they see you making a lot of money, they like slow your account down. Hey, we need to contact you and find out how are you getting all these referrals, you know? And they said, we're gonna have to ask you to stop bringing referrals. Then you go to another company. It's hundreds of companies, so it don't matter. You know what I mean? All the companies pretty much work the same referral. You bring somebody to sign up, they pay you, you know? So that's the online thing, you know? Like I was gonna come here and talk to you about the online thing, but really I just want to talk to you about the real thing is like what's in here and in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the online thing, that's just like everything else. You know, if you apply yourself, you know, you're gonna be successful. You know, I mean, right now, even me and him, we had $1,000 weeks. We had months where it's a drought for like 2 months. Light bill, light getting cut off. We had to go to Salvation Army and get the lights cut on, all that, you know what I'm saying, in the past year, even though I know this online stuff real good, but that didn't stop me. I just went ahead and went to Salvation, got to pay the lights every day, and then it starts picking up again. You know what I mean? Right now, we're in a good little stream right now with programs that where you can make money, even if you don't know the online thing too good, like all this online stuff, you just know the one thing and you do that, and then you start doing that, and then you start doing another thing, and little by little you just start picking it up. But the online thing, it's not a quick hit. It's a process. You know, like the learning curve is like, I would say like 3 months. You know, but like I can show you the one thing that make money, but then as soon as something else happens, you be like, oh, what is that? You know, and you have to just go through all that yourself though. You know, but like with somebody like me, you know, I could walk you through it. Oh yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, that's what me and Marshawn do. We do for people all over in Atlanta and everything. I advertise all in Atlanta and down south, and then we're doing business online with people who are getting into the online business. You know, and then people stop and start and all that. But the bottom line is, everybody who comes to me, I'm making money off them before I waste my time. You know what I mean? And that's something that anybody in here could do. You don't have to know the online business, nothing. These debit, you know, everybody familiar with debit cards, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like this debit card right here, net spend, anybody familiar with that? The net spend, this card right here, and a lot of them do, they pay you when you get people to sign up. Like, if I get you to sign up, I get paid $40. Once he puts $40 on his card, I sign him up, and then he goes ahead and gets the card, and then he put, you know, you start taking care of your regular business, paying gas and all that. As soon as you put the $40 on there, the $40 goes in my account. So what I do is I have programs to where I have people that want to come work online, and before they start, they got to sign up to a card, because this is how you get paid online too. They pay you in PayPal, but you got to have a card attached to your PayPal account where you can get the money. So why not attach my card where I'm gonna get paid? You see what I mean? So before they even waste my time saying, hey, I want to be in an online business, then we go through 2 weeks of me on the phone and sending them stuff, and then they go, oh, I don't want to do it. I say, okay, you need to sign up to this card first, and attach your card to your account so you can get paid. And then I get paid right off the top. Then we can talk about what you're gonna do. And then if they stop, it doesn't matter. I've already been paid. You know. So if I could do 10 people a week, if I do one person a week, at least I got money in my pocket. You know, some weeks we have good weeks where we got like this week we got about 17 people. You know what I'm saying? That we got cards going out to 17 times 40. You know what I mean? All 17 ain't gonna do it. Maybe like 9 or 10 of them will do it, but that's a good week. You know what I'm saying? 10 times 40 is $400. You know what I mean? And the money is instant. You know what I mean? All the programs ain't like that, but this is just one program. So it's a lot of programs like that. So it's too much to talk about. Basically, Marshawn, Lacey, and I will be in the back. So if you guys want to leave your number or sit down and talk to you about some stuff to where you can just get started, because it's not a quick fix. That's what I want to say. It's not a quick fix like, oh, cool, I don't have to get a job, I'm gonna work online. You know, it's not like that. You know, but it's a thing to where you can do some stuff like maybe right now in the next couple of weeks and be making like $60-70 a week extra while you still learning how to really turn it over. You know what I mean? And then, you know, that's pretty much it. So it's like, all I just want to say is it's a process. You know what I'm saying? Even getting the jobs. I've been homeless, living in the box, living on rooftops, living in backs of cars, trying to get jobs, in prison, all that. So, you know, it's just a process, you know what I mean? But I just want to share one thing which sums up. I'm a writer, like I write poetry and stuff like that, and it's not even stuff I'm put out and like that, it's just writing. You know what I mean? I wrote movies, I did one independent movie, it's like a cheesy movie, like, you know, I did, you know. But I just wanted to say one last thing, and it might touch somebody in here, okay? This is a poem I wrote when I was in LA County Jail on my way to penitentiary in 92. It's 22, all right. Sitting up in my cell, think about my life of crime and time you find. Some things that blow your mind. Pulled so many stunts in my days and got away. Most things I can't speak on, but still got paid. Now I did this, I did that, I robbed this, I stole that. Everybody know that I was living fat, taking it like the reaper, finders keepers, never tripping on the fact that the game was getting deep. Well, I committed so many sins in forms of belief. Now I got another case that I hope won't stick. Sick at the stomach, cause I know that I'm through. Collected so many germs with jail terms like the flu. My girl was waiting for me, but how long would that be? I walked the halls with my shoulders to the walls. Can't you see? The life is a trick, and then you die. So when you get that deuce by the life, kiss your wife goodbye. I'm a soldier, can't nobody take mine. I'm the great disaster mastermind, it ain't so hard to find. A way to change your life if you just give it a chance. Advance to higher levels, keep it in your pants. Cause it ain't nothing promised to a convict slave, but bullets, hard times, in the grave. May my youth be eternal as I trek through this here. Hoping one day I get paid mad stacks of chips. I heard your homeboy got shot. May he live eternally. I got kids that I can't see, but in my heart is just burning me. My bunkie was a crackhead, but he had a good soul. Dudes be getting violated back and forth from parole. The system is a machine created by evil, with the devil pushing buttons, looking, laughing at me. Man, these police feel pain when they see a brother get released, hoping one day he'll be back with his time increased. But I'm gonna tell you something, dude. I'm dodging for my life. Stay out here in the hustle with my kids and my wife. Stay true to the game. They give a damn about your dome. I run a solo program because who I am, I'm going home. Stay home. Stay home.